still fist pumping about that one.
Doing my studio running man.
Congratulations going out to our former OHLers as part of our broadcast here. Frankie named to the Sudbury Wolves second quarter century team. Carlo to the Erie Otters first quarter century team. We want to highlight the pictures. Gentlemen, you look exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Should I bring back the frosted tips?
I don't know whose lettuce is better there, to be perfectly honest.
I think Frankie should bring back his salad.
Full disclosure, in my phone, those are the pictures for both of them that I have on my phone. All right, so yes, because it is 2025, and we saw this with the NHL as well, the OHL is asking fans, there's a fan vote going on right now, to come up with your quarter century teams for the OHL. So it's 6 forwards, 4 defensemen, 2 goaltenders. Always a fun exercise, so we wanted to put these two to the test as well. So drum roll, please. We're going to start with the forwards here, and obviously when it comes to this, there are some names that have to be on there, you know, ones like Connor McDavid, Jason Spezza, John Tavares, but it's not a clean sweep. You guys couldn't pick yourselves. We'll get to the defenders in a second. That was the only stipulation here. A lot of similarities, many no-doubters, but you two don't totally agree.
No, and look, they're totally personal preferences. I choose Corey Perry and Easton Cowan. I had my battles with Corey Perry in the early 2000s. You just look at his resume. 13th all-time in OHL points, 380 points in 253 games. He's got the OHL championship, the Memorial Cup championship, OHL MVP, playoff MVP. The resume speaks for itself.
You did your research.
Of course I did my research. And then you look at, and I'm going recency bias a little bit, because Easton Cowan in 3 years in the Ontario Hockey League has just created an incredible resume. The point streak, the leader in London Knights playoff points, OHL playoff MVP, OHL Player of the Year. And for a player that's played 3 years in the league to go to 3 straight OHL finals, win one of them, maybe win another one, maybe get a chance at another Memorial Cup, the resume speaks for itself. He deserves to be on the quarter century team.
Well, the reality is there's no wrong answers with all the players that we had to choose from as far as guys who had great OHL careers. I went a little bit of my own bias. I played against Taylor Hall when he was on a dominant Windsor Spitfires team, and he was so good. He was, one of the fastest players in the league, one of the most dynamic players, had a season over 100 points in a time where guys weren't really doing that in the Ontario Hockey League. So, listen, we have a lot of the same players. There's some obvious players, but, I think sometimes having your own personal touch as far as who you played against gives you more of a feel for things as well.
Frankie, I think what we've learned here is that Carlo is a closet London Knights fan, because there are a lot of Knights on his forward.
He can't be. He was an Erie Otter.
Down.
A lot of London Knights. All right, so let's go to the defensemen now and the goaltenders. Again, you will not see Colaiacovo. You will not see Corrado here on this list. That was, again, the only stipulation, the only rule. And again, 5 for 6, same picks with these categories, but the one different one is highlighted here, Carlo.
Yeah, Zane Parekh. I mean, again, it could be recency bias, but the way I've seen him play defense, the way I've seen him create offense from defense, 33 goals for a defenseman in back-to-back seasons, second all-time goals per game as a defenseman at 492. That's almost half a goal a game. I mean, it's incredible what he's doing. He's got the Memorial Cup to add to it. And I just think that the way he's created offense from the back end deserves to be on that list. I couldn't pick myself, though.
No, you couldn't.
No, and Carlo, I was not picking you, just for the record, even though I was a big fan back in the day when you were a first-round pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I went with Mark Stahl because this is a Sudbury thing. If you played in Sudbury, chances are you heard some fan come up to you and talk about the 07 team that went to the OHL final and lost to the Plymouth Whalers, and Mark Stahl was such a beast. Not the big numbers, but a guy who was ready to make the jump to the NHL level in a significant way, and sort of a legend in that community. So Mark Stahl had a massive impact, not necessarily the explosive offense, but the way he was able to carry that 2007 team. That's something that always kind of stuck with me throughout my time in the Ontario Hockey League.
He forgot to add, too, probably the most important part that he left out, that he was his roommate in junior. So
details matter, Frankie. Details matter. We appreciate you guys bringing the fire, doing the research. These are always fun activities to do. Frankie, I know we got to get you back to Victor and get ready for the call of the second period. Again, the fan vote continues until May the 20th, so a week from today.